Boo. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning. Yes, a brand new week. We're almost in December. Yo. All right. I've got to help us make it through this Monday. Leanne said she was sick yesterday and told James she wasn't going to make it. But thank God we can rely on Mashiane Sefuti.
Good morning.
Mash is here. Good morning, Mash. How are you?
I am good, thanks. How are you, Gareth?
I'm very glad you're here to help us through our Monday.
I'm glad too.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It has. So Mash actually was listening to our show the other day, and he heard about the bakuzis when we were talking to cooks, Gogetso. So look at this. He sent me this video. Yeah. Look at how it falls out, the water. So you actually saw a bakuzi, but it was full on the road. I thought they drove them empty.
No, it was full of water. And the thing is, I was just... actually, I want you to guess where I saw it.
Your Mash, you go to some strange places. I'm going to guess... It looked like almost could be the East or West Rand.
Well, it is actually the East Rand. It was in Germiston.
There we go. Also a famous hotspot for bakuzis.
The home of bakuzi.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, we're starting at 6 on a Monday morning. What happened to, what is that? What happened to Dudes for Kamala in the studio? I don't know. What was that going to be? Did we promise something? I think Bitcoin, but you might just be a bit tired. You might have woken up this morning. Your brain hasn't really kicked in yet. I don't know. I mean, you could explain it to us, and maybe the rest of us will have to admit that we're the ones who are tired. I don't know. Let us know. Anyway, you have a good weekend?
I had an amazing weekend, Gareth.
What'd
For the first time in a while, I just stayed indoors. I just stayed indoors. It was so amazing. Some friends invited me over for some poiki. They made poiki. That was lovely. And then I just came home and I chilled indoors.
That sounds good.
It's been amazing.
Yesterday was lovely because there was rain. It was yesterday, yeah.
Rain where?
Saturday evening, there was some lovely rain.
Yes.
I was at home, and it was, there's something like when we haven't had rain for a long time, and I know we shouldn't talk about the weather. People get very irritated, but there's something magical about like being indoors, being all cozy in the rain. It's very, very special.
Alone especially. It's the best.
And in summer rain is the best.
Yes. Right? But you know how South Africans are. One drop of rain, they're like, yo, cuddles. Ooh, I need to cuddle. That's
No, I listen, I mean, I would have to hire a cuddle at this point, but you get those people, right? Didn't we talk about that on the show once? It's like the people you can hire for cuddles. I think you can. Yeah. I'm not that desperate, though. I would rather be on my own. And I kind of like, there is nothing in the world that's better than over a weekend where you don't have to rush anywhere or do anything.
Yeah.
I had a couple of things I had to do. I flew back from Cape Town on Saturday morning. I had a birthday party I went to on Saturday afternoon. But then after that, I was chilled. And on Sunday, yesterday, I kind of had one of those afternoon naps, where you go in and out of sleep.
Yeah.
And you're not really conscious. You're kind of it's a little bit dreamy and weird. You fall in and out of it. It just is the most magical thing ever. Now, if you can do that while it's raining on a summer's day, you are the luckiest human being in the whole world.
That sounds magical.
Yeah, it's very cool. So anyway, that was the weekend for me. Busy time in Cape Town. So I didn't really get to explore or do anything or see anybody that I needed to see down there. It was busy from beginning to end. But Cape Town is always beautiful. I mean, like just always, it's like the pretty girl. I said this in Instagram. I posted this picture of the view from the hotel room I was in. And it's like this magnificent city that just shows off all the time. Cape Town is like that very beautiful girl who has just the rest of the country ugly friends, right? And all the ugly friends are like dressed really badly and have bad makeup and bad hair, and she just comes out and she's just
I mean, her best friend is Tebeja, so of course
we know what she looks like. Yes, that's what a mess. All right. Looking at the comments, Gareth, read my comments slowly. Did you spend too much time in the veggie garden this weekend? I'm congratulating the boys in the studio for starting on time and calling them the Kamala boys. Okay, well, in that case, well done, Flex and James, for starting on time. I mean, these are when you're handing out awards for starting on time, then your standards are pretty low. So I'm not impressed with that.
Okay.
I mean, starting on time, Mash.
Starting on time. That's quite a low bar. But
it's a very low
you know what?
bar.
It's end of the year. I know that it's now year-end function season. They're all starting right about now. So you already have some awards to hand out.
I think so. Let's hand out the mediocrity award, and this morning that goes to the producers. So well
there
done,
we
guys.
go. There
very,
we
very
go.
Good.
Yay!
Okay, so a couple of things we need to get into, because this weekend I saw already people are talking about sport. Now, obviously, I watched none. I didn't even watch the rugby on Saturday.
Yeah.
No, Saturday. I didn't watch it. Apparently, we won.
Apparently, we won.
Okay, so I know nothing.
I didn't watch either.
James will have to update us on all of this. Sorry, guys, it's just never going to happen, right? Anyone watch George Martin take the MotoGP championship yesterday? This is Charlene. She said at the start of the show. No. In fact, when you even talk about MotoGP, I start sneezing. No, and as far as I know, George Martin's the guy who wrote Game of Thrones. So that's how uninformed I am on this. I'm sorry. And she says Brad Binder came 5th, which is amazing. Now, I know who Brad Binder is, South African. He's a very, very talented motorbike rider. He's obviously our guy, but I don't know anything about it. So, Gareth, I was on a rooftop open bar for the rugby. The mountain was lit up green and beautiful people danced all the night away under the beautiful skies. The Booker won. You can't beat Cape Town, says Gray. Again, like the beautiful girl.
Yes.
That walks into a party and everybody goes, and then, Joburg comes in and and then fucking all the other towns that hobble in with their hunchbacks and their club feet and all their deformities. They're overweight. All right, speaking of overweight, let's get to this immediately because people want to know. People have been harassing Mash.
Yeah. How
did he lose all the weight? Because Mash, by his own admission, will tell you he was not slim and trim this time last year.
Oh, I was not.
All right?
Yeah.
So what have you done?
I was basically at Kabecha last year.
What have you been doing? Have you got a new sangoma? Is there muti involved? Is there secret passion going on in your life? What's happening?
So what I've been doing is actually, I started working out, number one. But of course, working out is not all you need to lose weight.
Sure.
I actually learned the secret to losing weight that people even in Hollywood utilize is you have to kind of starve a bit. I'm not saying go to bed hungry. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, for example, you have to start controlling your portions and eating way less than you used to. And when you eat way less than you used to, you end up starving because obviously your stomach is this big, but now you're eating this much food. You're not filling it up. So because I started eating way less food,
this is revolutionary.
Yep.
So you're saying eat less.
Yep.
And you will not be fat.
Surprisingly, that's the solution.
Hold on. Guys, can we fact check this, please? Would you please get the scientists and the experts on the line? I think Mash is saying something very controversial here. Eat less. Hang on. Let me see if I've got this right. Eat less. Lose weight.
Yeah. It is that remarkable. It's that revolutionary, Gareth. That's all it takes.
All right, everybody get your notepads. I'm gonna go onto my notes app here quickly.
Yeah. There's James on his iPad. Write it down.
EAT less.
Yeah.
Okay. And then is there a middle step or is?
So it's literally just that. It's just eating less. I started doing spinning. I do spinning at least 2 days a week.
How's that for you?
That is lots of fun for me. Spinning is a shitload of fun.
Really?
Yeah. It's like being in a club.
But you do it at the gym?
I do it at the gym.
Oh, okay.
So
it's a group of people.
It's a group of people. There's an instructor in the front. They turn off the lights. There's these disco lights in there. They play nice club music.
Wow.
And we just cycle the day away. It's
How long
lots
do you
of
go
fun.
For?
It's about 45 minutes to an hour. It depends.
And your legs are tired after that?
Not at all.
Really? You love it?
I freaking love it. Yeah, Jesus. I just do the classes at gym.
All right, but let's go back to this earth-shattering discovery. All right, so I'm busy here on the internet, and I've just typed in "eat less," and it doesn't say any, it doesn't auto-complete anything on Google. So MASH you may be the first.
I may be the first.
Let's just, everybody, because this could be a thesis, a doctoral thesis at university. This could be anything. This could get you straight into medicine, as a candidate doctor.
Certainly.
Eat less.
Yeah, eat less and work out. That is literally it.
No.
That is it. It is that simple.
Well, fuck my big black dog.
The thing is, the amount of people in my DMs at the moment asking me, how did you do it? How did you do it?
Are these fat people?
Of course it's fat people.
Fat people. So,
but I tell them,
did you say to them, eat less and exercise? And they said, oh, no, that can't be right.
They
fight with you.
They fight with me, and their
Jesus.
response is always, no, what did you really do? What did you take?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean, what did I take?
See,
I just
fucking
ate
fat
less.
people. They just don't want to hear it. You know? They just don't want to hear it.
They're like, there must be something you took.
They don't want to believe that with a little bit of discipline and not being sedentary the whole time, that you can lose weight. They think, no, there must be some secret, like you're practicing voodoo. You've got like secret magic. The Satanists come around and sacrifice cats outside your house every week, or you're drinking the blood of infants or something terrible. Can't be that you just eat less and exercise.
It can't be that. It can't be that. I had someone fight with me in the DMs. They came to me and they literally fought with me. They're like, you're lying. What did you actually do? I was like, that's what I did. They're like, no, what did you actually do? I'm like, but I'm telling you what I actually did. And they're like, I refuse to believe you. And until you actually come out with that.
Did you check their profile picture?
I did.
And?
They look like a peach. So...
Oh my God, what a breakthrough. All right, so listen, you fat bastards. There is only one way.
The one way and only one way. Eat less, work out. That's all it takes.
As someone who wasn't ever obese, but he was like overweight, he wasn't happy.
Yeah, I was 130.
Look.
So you're telling me you try to eat less food?
I love that little kid's face is the face I pull 900 times a day.
Oh, it's legendary.
It's like, what are you trying to do? What you trying to pull here?
Yeah, and I went from 113 kg, Gareth, to now 76 kg.
Is that what you were on? 113?
I was 113 kg when I left here.
And now?
I am now 76 kg.
That's phenomenal. Okay,
Yeah.
So listen, I love this. I think that's absolutely brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course, Bitcoin But's right, because News 24, who are a scurrilous, no longer news, but just clickbait and propaganda organization, will no doubt grab that clip and say, Gareth Cliff organizes and encourages the poor to starve themselves. Watch. That's what's going to be next. Fact-phobic Gareth Cliff. Watch. It's all going to come.
Yep.
All right. So here we go. Lots of people just can't believe this. Even in the comments, we've got fat people who don't believe it. Tabo says, probably Gareth, people came from Kwa. He's probably sacrificing cats and virgins. See?
Yeah.
Like even Tabo doesn't believe you. Percy says Lindsay was just cleaning space for her drugs. I don't want to know what that has to do with. I'm assuming Lindsay Lohan.
I am not sure at all.
When it's drugs and Lindsay in a sentence, that's what
it's only Lindsay Lohan. Yeah,
can only be. Raven says people don't like hearing that. It's not easy. It's too hard. That's exactly the problem, right?
Yeah. So they'd rather fight than just say, okay, let me try that,
or think it's magic.
Yeah.
I mean, we even interviewed that guy who wrote a book about Ozempic.
Yes.
Which is now what all the people, because what Ozempic does is it creates the feeling of being full in your head.
Yeah.
So it tells your body you're full, and then you don't eat anymore. But most people don't realize that you can switch that feeling on. You can just go like Mash said.
Yeah.
I mean, he explained it, and I'm taking the piss a little bit here, but this is a very big deal. Like, I can go, I think I'm going to stop eating now. I'm going to pretend I'm full, because that's what Ozempic does.
Yeah.
And then you won't be. And you won't be fat. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I still got a way to go, but this is proof positive.
Yeah.
Mashane, thank you. How to lose weight. Eat less food. No need to complicate it. You're welcome. See, the fact that you're pulling up these pictures just off a very, very lazy Google search just proves that this is true.
It is an absolute fact. And nobody wants to believe me. So I thought, you know what? Let me just tell the audience on the show. I'm sure they'll believe me.
I appreciate you.
And we'll just take it from there. Yeah. But to break it down, what I do is I do 18-hour intermittent fasting.
Oh, wow.
So I start eating from 12 p.m. And then I stop eating at 6 p.m. And I have one, I'd say, pretty reasonable meal in the afternoon after 12 p.m., high protein meal. And then I just snack throughout the day. And then at 6 p.m., that's when I come back home from gym. I just have a protein shake and then I just snack a little bit. And then that's it for me.
No big supper.
No big supper.
No mashane massive chisanyama.
No mashane massive chisanyama this time around. It's just those small adjustments and also realizing how easy it is. From my own personal experience, actually, it just makes me want to scream it from the rooftops to people that it is so easy. They'll
kill you. They'll shoot you down from those rooftops because they don't want to hear it, Mash.
Yeah, nobody does.
No.
Because nobody wants to implement discipline into their lives.
Oh, man. Just keep on screaming that message. I think it's very, very powerful. All right, so let's look at a couple of things here. I just want to show you this. This is from the ancient Egyptians. While we're on some wisdom that people need to know.
Yeah.
The ancient Egyptians, who were the first people really to invent the calendar, to give us months and to give us days and to give us years and all the rest of it, to work out according to the stars and the moon, how the whole cycle works. This is them, a picture of them. Ancient Egyptians had 12 months of exactly 30 days each, which sounds just like us, except each month was exactly 30 days. And then they left open 5 days of partying at the end of the year.
Oh, so that was their December.
That was their December. And then obviously every other year, they there's sometimes because of the leap year thing, they hadn't worked that out yet. So that they left out completely. But 12 months, 30 days, doesn't that make sense?
It makes
you don't have to worry, is today February the 29th? Am I being paid today?
Yeah.
Is it the 28th? How many days in March? How many days in November?
Yeah.
You don't want to think about these things.
No.
30 days each per month, 5 days at the end of the year for partying. Don't you think that's great?
So they were like, okay, so it's been 30 days since the last party. It's been 60 days since the last party.
There we go.
So it's the party
120 days since party.
Yeah. 600 days. I mean, 200 days since party. Since it's 1 5-day party a year.
Exactly. Yeah, you have one big... And imagine how drunk and how crazy they went for 5 solid days. They just party at the end of the year.
Yo, Gareth, I was telling you something. It was 138 days since party when I was telling you about it. And
I love that.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to start
very,
saying
very
that.
Cool. So that's the ancient Egyptians.
That is wild.
I found this. This is pretty amazing too. Oh, and speaking of that time of year, a great video that surfaces every now and then of a bunch of goths under a bridge who take themselves very seriously. But this time there's a bit of music here that will remind you what time of year is coming.
Ooh.
Yep, you know what I'm talking about. Watch them.
Aww. Oh my word.
All right. There's something about people who take something super seriously when the rest of us don't that makes it extremely funny. I mean, the way they dance, the way they dress, the whole thing is terrible.
Oh, geez.
Bunch of goths.
It's a lifestyle.
A terrible lifestyle.
A weird one. A very weird one.
Of course, this weekend there was something else. I actually heard about this at the birthday party I was at on Saturday.
Okay.
Because I drove there and back, and they reminded me that on Sunday was that stupid cycle race they do every year. You know, the 947 cycle race.
Was it the 947?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. I didn't hear anything about it. Usually it's like all over the place.
They warn, well, nobody cares because stupid cyclists, right? I mean, it's just terrible. So Ben posted this thing, and I thought it was a very good point.
Yeah.
So I look at this. He says cyclists On this day of the annual 947 cycle race, I ask you once again to ask yourself, was your cardio session worthy of blocking our roads and bringing the city to a standstill? If you didn't win or record a personal best, was it really worth it? That's a good point, because let's say my hobby is Monopoly. Okay? If I really love Monopoly, I don't go and block the fucking public roads to play Monopoly. If I love Frisbee, I don't go into the N1 during peak time traffic, stop the cars and go, I'm terribly sorry, I have to play Frisbee. Me. I'm going to take over the whole city of Johannesburg, the most important powerhouse of the economy. And I want to ride my little bicycle along a road which everybody else needs to use because they need to get to and fro. It's just maybe a Sunday, but there's still stuff to do.
Certainly.
If I like model airplane flying, I do not use the R21 as my runway. Do I? I don't get to chase everyone else out of Johannesburg and force them to have to go back routes and plan their trip and have to wait in traffic and all of this stuff just because I want to play my game. So what the hell do cyclists think they're doing? And as Ben says, fine, if you got a personal best or you won, great. When the person who wins the 947 cycle race, if that's still what it's called, who knows? Once that person has crossed the finish line, the rest of you can fuck off home. It's over. No one cares if you came 212th in the 947 cycle race. There's nobody who's ever asked in the whole of human history, so did you come 227th or 229th in the 947 cycle race?
Nobody's ever asked that.
Am I missing anything?
No, nothing at all. And also, you know, these people it's just very selfish people, number one.
Very selfish people.
It's all about me. And you ask them, what number did you come out? No, I did it for like the experience. For the experience. That's their favorite line.
Please.
Their favorite line. It's like marathon runners as well. What number did you come? No, I came number 872, but it was for the experience.
Well,
I'm like, okay.
Well, then why don't you just run around in your garden?
Certainly.
Or in the parking lot of your complex. Why don't you build a little track there where everybody else won't be disadvantaged or inconvenienced, and you just run around there? Why don't you run around your own dining room? How about that? You don't have to involve everyone else. Imagine if I made my hobby everyone else's problem. I like architecture. Imagine if I just put up my amateur architecture everywhere, just in the middle of the city.
Just freaking
without
everywhere.
Permission. Just did it. Just suddenly built something. Imagine if my other hobby, inorganic chemistry. Imagine if I'm just doing fucking chemical experiments in the middle of Ellis Park without permission.
Certainly. That's exactly how it is.
You would hate me.
Everybody
Imagine if
would.
I stop the rugby. I just want to quickly blow something up in the middle of the field.
Yeah. That's straight up how it is.
It's unbelievable to me that these people, they think because they're on a bicycle, and by the way, we've invented better things since bicycles, like cars. How about that?
Motorcycles.
We
things.
were just talking about Brad Binder and MotoGP. We talked about Formula One. You know, these are things that people do with advanced, incredibly complex machines that human ingenuity and genius engineers have come up with. But you still want to go on a pedal bicycle. It's just embarrassing. I mean, and in those outfits, those disgusting outfits, those tight fucking pants.
I've always wondered about the cycling. Is it like, what do you call it? Those Saturday run clubs?
Yeah.
Because, you know, at those, everybody's screwing everyone.
Exactly what it is.
So are they screwing each other as well at the cycle clubs as well?
I hope not. Because,
with those pants, I mean, what are you trying to achieve with
those
pants?
outfits? I don't think anyone's attracted. Anyway, Judah says the race happened on Sunday, not during the week. Here we go. Some people are standing up for these guys. Sunday, you had to head to church and walk back home and chill. Plus, it's about the experience. Ben has no place to complain, though. Well, why? He didn't take part.
I do think, it is for the experience. And I do like the fact that it was on Sunday. Is it always on Sunday? The 947?
Yeah. That's a question for 947. Gareth, cyclists join the race because it's there. They don't block the roads. 947 does. Cyclists cycle every day, but they don't block the roads. Listen, they do marathons. This has got nothing to do with cyclists, but they do marathons. Once a year, they do a marathon on my street, and then I can't leave my house. Again, I've never blocked my street.
Yeah, just join them. Just join them.
You don't get. I'm not going to join the MASH. I refuse. On the bright side, cyclists have higher rates of sterility. Yes, that's true because their balls are squashed on the saddle of the seat.
Okay. Oh, it adds up. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe they balances.
Yeah.
It balances itself out. On the bright side, they have higher rates of sterility. Is true. Fact check that. Yes, it's true. Very good.
Okay.
In Pretoria, they close the suburbs for the runners. Where? I haven't seen that.
What?
Do they do it?
I've never seen that either.
No, I don't.
But
anyway, I suppose
it
happens once a year. Didn't affect me this year. I'm not particularly perturbed about it this year. I just don't think anyone should have the right to shut down public services just because they want to do something stupid like be on a bicycle.
But Gareth, I actually discovered a new way. There's a new way to just calm yourself down, to just chill out. So while the people are cycling out in the streets, you can actually calm down, chill out, take a bit of a woosa, as if you will. There's a new class I started doing at Virgin Active. It's called Sound Bath.
What is that?
And it's basically you get bathed in sound.
How?
And those sounds that, I don't know how to describe this thing, but those bowls, those glass bowls or metal bowls, and they use that big thing.
Gong.
And then, they hit the bowls or like they rub it against the rim of the bowl.
Yes.
I'm sure you've seen that.
Are we still talking about the sound bath? Is that it's that gong? It's like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the gong. And
so what do you do?
Are
you sitting cross-legged going gong, 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 gong?
So you actually lay down for an hour. So Vision Active has introduced this class.
And then someone rubs the rim of your bowl.
And then she rubs the rim of the bowl with this thick thing that she holds. I don't know what it's called.
Thing.
And I just lay there and just take it and just take the vibrations. And it is so amazing. I started doing this class last week. So it happens twice a week at my gym, Wednesdays and Sundays in the evenings.
Okay.
And you just get in there and they even put out blankets. How sweet is that of them?
Wow.
They even put out blankets and you just lay there and take it.
Should we call the police? Sounds like, this doesn't sound like a... Wow. They rub your rim with something thick. You get a blanket.
It is absolutely amazing. I actually sent James a clip of Sound Bath as well.
Okay, well, let's have a look just so that we know that this isn't dangerous.
Yes. It is.
Okay, yeah.
It is so relaxing, Gareth. It is so therapeutic. I was also looking down on it until recently, and I was like, "Damn, this is actually really good." I feel amazing. I'm much happier.
I mean, listen, you really should be sponsored by Virgin Active.
Oh, I definitely should.
I mean, they should be. They should no, really, because you've told us this morning about your spinning classes.
Yeah.
You've told us about how you do the other workouts. You've told us about the sound bath. I mean, really, you're making full use of the gymnasium.
I am.
This is a full experience for you.
For me, it's all about...
You probably spend hours a week there.
I don't. I go to gym 3-4 days a week.
Okay.
It's not that much.
All
and for an hour each time.
I know well.
Yeah.
Sure.
My thing is, if I'm paying for it, I have to use it.
I think that you are a proof of the fact that they're trying to get people to think of fitness and wellness as a lifestyle.
Certainly.
So if anyone from there is listening, this is your man. I mean, why waste your time with anyone else when you've got MASH here? It's fantastic. Hey, Brew, you want to go to Virgin Active and go rub some rims, says Bitcoin Boot? That's a great pickup. Oh, here we go. Oh. What's going on here, MASH?
That's it. You just listen to it. It's a man rubbing the rims. He's in the dark, so you can't see him.
Wow.
That's literally the sound.
That's the sound.
That's the sound.
So you didn't record that during your session?
No, that wasn't during my session.
Oh, no, I could see how that could be. Yeah, I mean...
It can be very relaxing.
Listen, they've worked out that the power of audio and the vibrations that cause certain sounds are very, very good for the brain. There's this... I haven't really tried it, so I can't speak with any expertise on this.
Yeah.
But there's something called binaural audio.
Oh.
So it affects both sides of your brain differently.
Okay.
So it's when you listen to certain music or certain sounds in stereo, and your brain has a very strange way of encoding that.
Oh.
And it kind of gets both sides of the brain stimulated at the same time in different ways, and helps you to either sleep or relax or deal with stress or figure things out. And certainly there's something to be said for this stuff. So I can understand why they would be including this under the umbrella of wellness.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you do? Because it sounds to me like you're really looking after yourself at the moment. You're going to live long.
Yeah.
You're going to be very prosperous. You're already a much calmer person than most of the people that we encounter. I mean, look at those two producers who are frantic the whole time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you could see that they're 5 minutes away from a stroke or heart attack almost all the time, especially Flex. He's a big problem.
Yeah, quarter to giving up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. and then you come in and you're calm and you're relaxed. You also told me, Mash says he doesn't drink coffee because he finds he has enough energy during the day. So are you doing any other things?
No, I just drink water, and then I just drink. I love flavored teas, so I'm not a tea person.
Oh.
I am a tea
Very
straight
good
up
for
tea
you, right?
person. Yeah, and I just love the different flavors. It's so nice to exchange teas with people as well, because I have colleagues who are also into teas.
Okay,
so
it becomes like a trade.
It becomes like a trade.
You almost have a spazza shop at work where you're swapping.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun also. I mean, trying that as well. When it comes to alcohol, I still drink, but not that often anymore.
But we're still single?
I'm still single.
Okay.
Yeah, I still am.
You have to think about that. He was like, well, maybe that, there was that person from Thursday. It could be a relationship. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, no, it's not. It's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, things have been actually very good, especially since the weight loss as well. It's like all of a sudden people are flocking like birds.
There you go. You have to swat them away.
I'm just swatting
like flies.
them like, hey, fatek all the time. And it's been a lot of fun though. But I've been loving my space. I've been loving having full autonomy of my own life and not having to report to someone.
Right.
Everything I'm up to. And also, I mean, I also feel like at this point in time, I feel like I'll make someone very insecure at this point in time.
Well, it seems like you've got all your shit together, and we know most people don't, right? No,
certainly.
You've got a routine. You're feeling healthy. You've lost all this weight. You're eating properly. You're doing the tea. It sounds like whoever you meet now has to level up to meet you at that, because you're not going to drop back down.
Yeah, my standards have changed completely now. People who I used to like look at and be like, oh wow, ooh, on social media in particular. Now I'm like, ugh, you're not in my league.
Are you on the apps? I'm
not on any apps. I'm just on Instagram, Twitter, my usual apps.
Okay, because when you were busy doing this now,
No. This side to side is the apps.
Oh, okay, you were
up
going,
and down is Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Instagram.
Forgive me, I'm so out of it. All right, so Mash has a story about this guy who is like the world's #1 YouTuber. I had shows you how out of it I am, right? I had no idea who he was. I looked him up then, and it turns out, and maybe you guys can just find a picture of him as well. What is his name?
It's Marquez Brownlee.
Okay, but what's his...
MKBHD.
MKBHD. All right. Yeah. So this guy's a #1 YouTuber. So when I looked him up, I saw his face and then I was like, oh, okay, I've watched like a video where he reviews a phone or something. So he has become, according to some websites, they'll tell you he is the world's best tech reviewer. And he's the #1 YouTuber in the world. He's got more subscribers than anyone else. And it changes all the time. But right now he's at the top of it. But this guy keeps getting himself into shit. There he is. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So I realized like I've seen 1 or 2 of his videos, but I had no idea who MKBHD was until I looked him up. And by the way, he's wearing a hoodie. He's got his own logo.
Yeah.
A whole thing. He's brilliant. He's been a self-branding expert. Joined YouTube in like 2008, from what I gather. And Mash is going to tell us now he's got himself into big trouble in 2 really stupid ways. Unnecessary, but YouTubers are figuring out what everyone else on the internet has figured out, that eventually your time will come where people will get pissed off with you. He's kind of brought this upon himself, though, don't you think?
He completely did, unfortunately. And it all started earlier this year. So it started off with an app. So he did a collaboration with some app development company.
Yeah.
And they launched an app called Panels. Now, when you hear an app called Panels, just the name alone, the first thing you think is, okay, so it must be cool. Must be like a Pinterest type of app or something.
Name.
Very cool name. Until people discovered that, okay, this app is just an app for wallpapers. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But he was charging $50 for the app as a once-off purchase. So that's when people started getting upset because there are many people who actually went and got the app. They purchased it. And then when they got home, opened this app, tried playing around with it, they were like, wait, what? So I paid $50 just for a bunch of wallpapers.
Just wallpapers.
It's not even that many wallpapers. And one of them is the wallpaper called orange. It's just the color orange.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, no, that's pretty poor.
And also the user interface of the app as well. Very poorly designed. Extremely poorly designed. Everything
what kind
about
of wallpaper you got going on there? I'm thinking of launching an app with wallpapers to just improve.
My wallpaper is just a moon.
Oh, just hold it up to the camera.
It's
there
just
we go.
a moon.
Just the moon.
I keep my life simple.
So I've got this very pretty wallpaper, and soon I'll launch an app where you can get a pretty wallpaper too.
Oh,
do you want it? That's nice, right?
1,000 rand. 1,000 rand.
1,000 rand. It's all it'll cost you. You can have a great wallpaper on your app, and then look at my background of. Oh, this is this. I've got a couple here. I've actually got a folder of wallpapers. If I put these on, I could be rich. Is that what you're telling me?
Certainly.
I mean, look at all of these.
Yeah.
Ash, there's some good ones, right?
Oh.
Don't you think that's a nice background,
a nice wallpaper,
right?
Where do you get these wallpapers, Gareth?
Look at that. Wouldn't that be nice on your phone? Oh, well, you can have it for a mere 1,000 rand.
There you go.
And because you listen to this show, I'll throw in this one for free. Okay? How about that?
How kind of you.
Huh? And then that one, if you're into like moody, like
a nice boat.
Yeah, a nice boat.
Oh,
that's a nice one if you're into like Japanese culture, you know?
Ooh.
I got a couple of good wallpapers here. 1,000 rand, that's all it'll cost you. So this mofo.
Yeah.
$50.
Charging people $50 for this app. And then on top of that, another more recent controversy, as in like 2 weeks ago, was that he uploaded a video, paid promotion video, where he was promoting DJI's new little GoPro type of device. And he was driving in a school district, in a school area, at I think he was driving over 60 miles per hour, which is too fast for that area.
What's the speed limit there?
35.
Oh.
And you can actually
Did he hit any children?
Well, he didn't, thank goodness.
Okay, well then it's, I mean, if you hit a child at 65, the child's not going to make it, right?
I don't think a child will make it even at like 1 mile
What
an
is
hour.
65 miles per hour? Wait a second. I'm going to just ask Siri quickly. Hang on a sec. Hey, Siri, what is 65 miles per hour in kilometers per hour? 104.6 kilometers. Yeah, kid's not going to make it. That's quite fast.
That is too fast.
So as you're driving past the school, you put foot.
Yeah.
You get to 100.
Yes.
Children are crossing, Scholar Patrol. Remember Scholar Patrol?
Yes.
You put up the sign, the little triangle with the kids walking across the road.
Wow.
Plow into them.
Go ahead and
But no one was killed in the MKBHD.
Nobody
scenario.
was killed, thank goodness. But people were still very upset because they're like, look, this is a paid promotion.
Right.
So at the least you could have done is just take that precaution, because also you're promoting a camera. You're not promoting the car.
That's not very nice. All right, let's do some quick sport, because James has got some quick sport for us that we got to get to Dr. Kanan. We've been late with him the last 2 weeks, so we're not going to mess him around today.
You're damn right.
All right, so James, I don't know what happened. Rugby, let's start there because it was big.
Let's start rugby.
All right.
So the Boks did play this weekend and they did win 29-20 to England.
Okay.
New Zealand, they played France 29-30 to France. Quite a surprise there.
And didn't Australia play Wales?
They did, and Australia won 52-20.
Oh, wow.
Georgia also played Italy 2017 to Italy on that one. Then
Mash, just for your information, Georgia is a country as well as a state in the United States.
Okay.
So it's the country of Georgia. It wasn't the state of Georgia. Just
okay. We're learning.
No, this is what we do on this show.
MotoGP. I don't think it's George Martin, by the way. I think it's Jorge Martin.
Jorge.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
well.
he's Spanish.
Do I look fucking Spanish to you?
No,
Then
you do
how am
not.
I going to pronounce it?
He became only the 5th rider from Spain to win a Premier Class title this weekend after winning the MotoGP. Bafana also qualified for AFCON this weekend. We love to see it. We don't have to bring out the calculators anymore to figure out if we're qualifying, which teams we have to rely on, that kind of vibe. There was also UFC this weekend. John Jones did what John Jones does.
He's terrific. And didn't he also, he won. He fought very, very well.
Yeah.
And then Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Dana White, they were all there. Joe, It was like the Republican National Convention.
Yeah.
I mean, President Trump's new cabinet were basically there. And he gave him his belt.
Yeah. It was like these 5 super powerful men in the world at the moment. He just gave him his belt.
Huh.
He did a little dance with them also.
He did the Donald Trump dance.
Then also in the world of fighting, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul happened.
Oh, I watched it.
Yes.
So I watched this. You'll be proud of me, everybody. I say I never watch sport, but I was at the airport in Cape Town early on Saturday morning. Everybody, some people had woken up, MASH, at 4 a.m.
Hey, Bo.
Yeah. And very, very large swathes of disappointment, it has to be said, across the board. But some fantastic memes, terrific memes, couple of things that people are in love with at the moment. First of all, Mike Tyson did an interview just before he went into the fight. He's being interviewed by the guy from Netflix, and he goes, well, yeah, thank you, brother. I love you. Gives him a hug. And then as he walks away, he's in his jockstrap. And you just see Mike Tyson ass as he walks away. Very, very pivotal, and I would say iconic moment
Historic.
in the world of sport. Right?
You're right.
Yeah. Very good.
Jake Paul did end up winning that fight by unanimous decision.
But Mike Tyson didn't get knocked out.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He stayed on his feet the whole time. Bear in mind, the man's almost 60 years old. I think he's got a lot to be proud of. I was obviously rooting for Mike Tyson. He comes from a generation of boxers that, again, as a non-boxing fan, everybody knows Mike Tyson, right? It doesn't matter who you are in the world.
Yeah.
I think it was very, very brave of him to say, sure, you want to take me on, Jake Paul? I'm going to kick your fucking ass, you piece of shit. But he didn't. He was very magnanimous about the whole thing. He went into it with a good sense of he didn't care about legacy. He famously told some 12-year-old interviewer, I don't know if you saw that, but like this little 12-year-old girl's like, hi, Mike Tyson, I just want to ask you a question about your legacy. And he went, who gives the fuck about my legacy? What stupid question you got here? This poor 12-year-old was eventually like, well, that's very interesting. Thank you. I've never heard that. And I think she's probably quit her job as an interviewer straight after that. He was like
a young career.
Yeah. And I've thought about this. I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could hire Mike Tyson to do like philosophy lessons?
Certainly.
Here on this show. Like you could do a minute every day. Hi, this is Mike Tyson. Today I'm going to tell you about existentialism. It's a whole crock of steaming bullshit. Don't waste your fucking time on existentialism. Now, thank you. That's all I have to say today.
And then he turns the other cheek.
And walks away with his jockstrap. Great guy. I mean, I love Mike. So thank you, Mike, for giving us some entertainment.
I saw online that people weren't very happy with Jake Paul.
They weren't they weren't very happy with Netflix is the main story.
Sure.
Netflix fucked it up so badly. The streaming was a disaster. Someone eventually, thank God, I got friends in high places. They sent me a link to an illegal TikTok that was streaming it. I managed to watch that.
There was another one that had 7 million viewers at some stage. Like everyone just decided to jump from Netflix to some dude's Twitter. He's some former football player. Jumped onto that Twitter. 7 million people.
Amazing.
Wild. Another sport that Gareth is very interesting, and I'm on the quest to get you into sport. That's kind of my goal. I know it may never happen, but I found something this weekend.
What?
There's a video for it too, if Flex could play it. It's called nose pulling.
Nose sport ever. It's called nose pulling, a game where 2 participants are tied together by a rope around their faces, and they have to push as hard as possible to make their opponent tap out. But the reason behind this game will shock you. This game was created to make players stronger and better at dealing with pain. Would you dare to try this?
Is that a sport you'd watch?
Ooh, that looks sore.
You'd have to watch the Native Olympics to watch that one regularly.
I don't. What do you think, Mash?
What's the Native Olympics, first of all?
It's like in Alaska, they have all of like the tribes and different people. They come.
Also,
it
like
sounds-
native
yeah.
people.
Yeah, it sounds like something from apartheid, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
have this
maybe.
native Olympics.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I think it would be a good idea for only the natives to take part in these Olympics.
Alles van die natives.
Yeah. All right. So no is the short answer.
Not your sport.
No.
I'll find one. I got one. I got a
All right.
bunch. I've got them lined
So
up.
is there
for the
anything
next
else
few
we
weeks.
need to know?
That's about it.
What's that shirt you're wearing?
This is a Juventus shirt.
Oh,
They play in Italy.
yes, I know who they are, James. I'm
I
not
only
complete
bought
moron.
the shirt because I like it. It's the only reason.
All
I
right,
like to
very
support
good.
them.
Thank you.
You don't support them.
No, I like the shirt, and here we are.
Okay, James. Yeah,
Sometimes it's not that deep,
Yeah, it's not
There
that
you go.
deep. Yeah,
Nice.
you know.
I like that.
All right. Thank you, James. Let us
Thank
turn
you,
our
guys.
attention now to the great and powerful Dr. Kanan, who is our guest every Monday. We get to spend a bit of time with him. Mash, you're familiar with Dr. Kanan.
Certainly.
He's only the most in-demand psychologist in the whole of Johannesburg.
Yeah.
And Dr. Kanan he's just got a full roster. He manages to make a little bit of time for us on a Monday. We get a free therapy session. Sometimes it's for me. Sometimes it's for whoever the guest is.
Yes.
Sometimes we have an email from somebody with a very peculiar problem that wants to deal with that problem, and Dr. Kanan can help them.
Mhm.
So today, this is a very good one. What do you think is more important? We're often faced with the dilemma of choosing between being right or being kind. I'm sure you've had this happen.
I've had this happen.
Yeah, where you're expected to, a friend comes to you with a problem.
Yeah.
And they want you to either tell them the truth
Mhm.
or help them in some way. And you can see what the problem is. So you can either be honest about it or you can be kind about it, because often you're going to have to tell them something very uncomfortable. So I
Certainly.
thought this is probably a really good idea to chat to Dr. Kanan about this, because he might have some very good advice for us. So how are you, Doc? Good morning. It's Monday. It's always good to check in with you. How's your Monday, your week started?
Yeah, my weekend has been quite, just started. My weekend was great.
Okay.
Very busy.
Very, very good. Well, let's just find out quickly. Do you have a position just generally on being honest or being kind? And they don't always have to be diametrically opposed. In fact, a lot of people would argue that if you're honest, in the long term, you are kind. But do you have a general position on this? Because I'm sure you have to tell people a lot of uncomfortable truths.
Yeah, well, being honest or being kind. I mean, what does it even mean, being kind? A lot of people think being kind is having some form of positive affirmation from the other person. That could actually be very unkind. If I stop it as a parent, if I stop my child from, sticking their fingers in a plug and the child starts crying, to the child, I'm incredibly unkind. But am I doing the right thing? I think the question is not necessarily whether you're kind, it's whether you're doing the right thing. And if you're doing the right thing along with your kind of core constitution, then you are being kind. You're being true to what you need to do. The goal becomes the master, not how other people feel or actually how you feel about it.
Okay, so the real question wasn't actually even about being honest. It was about being right. So sometimes I'll get into arguments with people. I like an argument. What can I say? Sometimes, someone will talk about something that's political or has to do with economics or society or whatever, climate change. It could be anything. And I'll have an argument with them. And sometimes you get to a point where you could defeat them very easily by being personal and not being kind. But you could also do it by just sticking to the facts. When is it more important to be right? And when is it more important to be kind if they are opposed?
Well, you got to pick your battles. Gareth, you know my philosophy about with regard to the coin theory. Coins are limited. The number one fallacy is that we think we have unlimited amount of time and energy and use in terms of engaging with the world. The reality is that our coins are limited. We wake up every morning with 100 units of coins, and you spend it as you wish. The moment your coins are up, your body goes good night, and you wake up the next morning with another 100. The aim is to invest your coins into things that create value. So you want to wake up with 100 coins and you want to go to bed with 101 plus, as opposed to wake up with 100 coins and go to bed with 99 minus. You always want to wake up with a surplus. And the truth is, you want to engage in things that put you at a surplus as opposed to things that put you at a deficit. And there's certain arguments or certain conversations that absolutely put you at a deficit. So at the end of 2020, I might have mentioned this on the show. Somebody came up to me and said, oh, this COVID thing is a government made up hoax. They want to inject us with 5G. And my answer to this individual was, cool. Because there was no ways I was going to invest a single coin into that conversation that I could rather invest into my kids, into my wife, into my friends, into my health, into my work, into my sense of purpose, into my financial stability and security, things that are meaningful to me. So before you enter into any argument, you could be right about many things, but you pick your fights. You could be right about the extinct, I don't know, animal or tree or plant that's going off or going on in Afghanistan. You could be right about that. But ask yourself, does it have any value for me? Is it worth the investment? Even if you prove that person right, let's just say you made them feel horrible about themselves or even good about themselves. Was it worthwhile investment? Was it worthwhile investment for you? Did you have any alternative things to invest into that would have created much more value for you? So ask yourself, is it a worthwhile investment? Don't worry about being right or wrong. That's irrelevant. Was it worth it? Not in terms of your feelings.
All right.
But in terms of your goals.
I'm gonna mash any comments on any of that.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example. So I felt very rich in coins on, I think it was Friday morning, okay, in Cape Town. I had lots of coins, Dr. Kanan. I had a surplus. There was abundance. And someone sent me this message on Facebook, okay? I don't even check Facebook that often, but here it is. Probably best, because I'd posted a ribbon, an orange ribbon for Trump derangement syndrome, okay? Because there are a lot of people who are losing their mind about Donald Trump at the moment. And I think it's funny. Yes. So I posted this thing. But I post things, I don't think about how it's going to affect people or whatever. It's just like, it's funny, right? Anyway, this person, who will remain nameless, says, probably best to post things that are of value and not make jokes about awareness. Out of nowhere. So I had a few coins.
Yeah.
So I replied, stop telling people what to do. Don't you have enough things to keep you busy? So she comes back. Actually, my father passed away from pancreatic cancer, and it's Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. So I think before you speak to people the way you do, you should check your facts. So I said, why would you expect me to know that or to take up your cause? There are no facts to check here. You've mixed up your own experience, awful as it is, with everyone else's lives. I would suggest you spend a few more minutes outside of your head and you'll be much happier. And then it just went on and on. Look, I tried to jump out a couple of times. I said, some way into the conversation, I said, look, anyway, I'm sorry to hear about your dad. Let's move on. I've got to get on with my day. All right. So I wish you well. I said, got to go. Cheers. But she wasn't going to let this go. Now, was that a waste of my coins, Doc? Because I derived some joy out of kind of having a little interaction with this very bossy woman on Messenger. Or was it best for me to just stay away?
Well, Gareth, in your situation, you obviously are a public figure. There's a certain image that people have of you. So engaging publicly with someone that maybe made a comment on your comment or on your post has value for you. Because, well, I'll ask you this. Do you think that did anything good, anything positive for your image in terms of the public forum? Or do you think it was neutral? Or do you think it did anything negative to your image?
It did nothing, because the conversation that we had subsequently was like direct messages. So, and I haven't screenshotted it and shared it with anybody. I mean, I'm talking about it now on the show, so you could say it has some value. But
yeah,
you know, I mean, like, why she brought it up? I didn't have an issue with her.
She started it.
Right.
She started it. She
so,
said, my daddy's bigger than your daddy.
Right.
Right. And you weren't having it.
I just had a bit of time.
Nobody's daddy's bigger than your daddy.
So I had a little bit of time, and And look, I did eventually lose interest, so I jumped off the conversation. And then she carried on, but I ignored all of those. I haven't even read them now. But for a little while there was some value.
Yeah. So look, but again, you got to ask yourself, not value in terms of how you felt, because how many times do we have to say it on the show? Feelings are pathological lies. We don't make decisions based on how we feel. We make decisions that serve our goal. So as you said, like now we're talking about it, there's some value, fine. So my other question to you, was there an alternative investment that you could have made that would have created greater value? In other words, could you have maybe messaged a best friend of yours? Could you have messaged a family member of yours?
I could
you have done some, I don't know, read something interesting?
I could have
engaged in that time. Well, there we go.
Okay, so I wasted my time. I was eating lunch at the time. I was on my own eating lunch, and I thought, I got a couple of minutes. But you're right, I could have spent that time better. So in other words, lesson learned. Yeah. Don't respond.
Yeah.
Never respond.
And you know what, Gareth? People will say, like, but I was having lunch. What's the big deal? The truth is, it's no big deal. But you know what? A little bit plus a little bit plus a little bit plus a little bit makes a lot, because you go to bed with this woman stole 3 of your coins today, and somebody else 3 of your coins tomorrow. And before you know it, you wake up and you're tired and you're lethargic and you don't feel like it. And you wonder, where did that come from? I had a good night's sleep. Where did it come from?
Yeah.
Well, it came from bleeding this hole in the bucket, of coins over the last, I don't know, week, month, however long it is.
All right. Yeah. Lesson learned. Do you agree with that, man?
I completely agree. I actually have my own experience that I had quite recently where I had to determine whether or not utilizing my coins on a situation was worth it. And it was something that I actually posted a TikTok about this. I booked a holiday for my family and myself in Sun City. And then when we got there, we actually were checked into something that I didn't pay for. So I paid to stay at the new villas that are on the hills there. And then they put me in the flats.
Oh.
Yeah, in the flats there by SVC. So as soon as I got there, I was like, this is not it. Started sending emails, started making phone calls. People weren't quite responding to me. And I got fed up. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to take this to social media.
Ooh.
I'm going to take this to social media. And I took it to social media. And ironically enough, it actually blew up.
Uh-oh.
It blew up on social media. And when it did, they actually got in touch with me and they reassured me that, look, we're not getting in touch with you because of your viral TikTok. That's not why we're getting in touch with you. We're getting in touch with you because we're trying to deliver good service here. And I was like, okay, great. But I had to post that for you guys to get in touch with me. Before then, nobody was getting in touch with me. Everybody in your organization was ignoring me. So I'd say that was a good use of my coins. Wouldn't you say, Dr. Kanan?
I think so. I mean, look, you got what you wanted, right? The goal was to actually get what you paid for, and you got what you paid for. So it was a good investment, for sure. We always judge not based on how we feel, we judge based on the goal. So in that particular moment, you needed some feedback in terms of getting what you paid for. So you got what you paid for. Well done. You invested your coins wisely.
Look at that. Yeah. I'm a coin investor.
Well, I mean, listen, I've been reprimanded this morning by Dr. Kanan. Don't waste your coins. Don't let people steal your coins. And I thought I had it all figured out. We learn something new every day, Dr. Kanan, you see?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Gareth, just remember, it's not your fault.
Yes, it's not, Gareth. It's not.
No, I think this goes against everything you've ever taught us on this piece of the show. No, it is your fault. I was a fucking idiot. I shouldn't have done that. All right. So no,
All right, guys.
Don't waste your coins. Don't let people steal your coins. And it is your responsibility to look after that. So thank you. Dr. Kanan, always good to...
Nobody's going to look after your coins. You have to look after your own, for sure.
No, they're going to try and steal them. They're thieves. There are thieves out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you leave your coins on the table, they will be gone. Do you remember that scene from... What's that movie with Nicolas Cage where he's a warlord? He sells weapons. Do you remember that movie?
Aren't they all like that?
Army of God, something I can't remember what it is.
Anyway, there's a great scene in the movie where they have to fly the plane down, the emergency landing, and they leave the plane, and they have to vacate because the police are after them. And they leave the plane, and then the film speeds up. It's a great scene, and within 3 hours, the plane is torn to shreds. Every bit is stolen. And that's what you're going to get with you leave your coins on the table. They're going to be stolen. If you don't look after them, Nobody's going to look after them for you. Look after your coins.
Damn right.
Mm-hmm. And the Nicolas Cage
Lord
movie,
of War.
Lord of War, yeah, from 2005.
Lord of War.
Lord of War.
Yeah, that's
All
a
right.
great movie.
Thank you, Dr.
All right,
Hanan.
guys.
We'll check in with
See
you in
you.
a week's
Bye.
time. Ciao. All right, Monday morning, the Gareth Cliff Show. Stick around. We've got a whole lot more, and we will be back with Mashiane, and we've also got a guest popping in later on. It's a busy Monday morning. You got to start your week somehow. Better to start it with us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you guys a story about a patient of mine. This guy happens to be an IV drug user. Right? He uses heroin. And this guy came prepared, a shoelace in his bag as a tourniquet that he would use as a tourniquet to get his veins, right? And I was failing. I just could not get a vein. This guy was like, nah, let me show you. Pulls this
that's
thing
what they
out.
always, that's
Let
what
me
they always
show
do.
you. He pulls this thing out, went tight, like I've never seen an arm go that tight. His arm was swelling up. Managed to find one vein. I want you to look. These veins here. Visiting hours come. It's 3 p.m. This guy says, Doc, I just want to go outside to smoke. Does he not go outside with his friend who came to visit him, who he said was his brother?
To inject.
Brought him heroin to the hospital.
Hey, bruh.
Shoots up in the same drip that I put in for him. Comes back to the ward high. Out of his mind.
He's like, I
high.
got the drip, I'm ready. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Now, what do you guys know about NASCAR?
It goes round and round in circles.
Correct. That's pretty much the first
Indy
rule of
500.
NASCAR.
And if you don't chew big red, then
So NASCAR literally is it's oval circuits.
I think that's the main thing. Is like, let's just go show.
Yeah.
See how many Bud Lights we can drink before we drive home.
Yeah.
And then go to church on Sunday.
Sometimes consistency is the best play, huh?
All right. Let's get cracking. Monday morning, we've got MASH here, and we are spending some time just getting into the week. And there are only a few days left of November, and then before you know it, it's going to be December and Christmas, and you've got to get those presents. You got to get the decorations up, and the tree, and Christmas music is going to start playing in the shops.
Oh, yes.
I mean, all the malls already must be covered in Christmas decorations.
They already are. Even at
Have you
work.
been?
Yeah, I've been. Even at work, we're already putting up the Christmas decorations already. We're not wasting any time. And
Should we put a Christmas tree up here?
Yeah, definitely. We need a
All right.
Christmas tree up in here. Yeah.
When do we put it up? Beginning of December?
No, end of October.
Oh my.
Y'all are already way overdue. Way overdue.
No. No, there used to be a rule that you would do it 12 days before Christmas on the 12th, and you would take it down 12 days after Christmas. That's what I understood. Am I wrong? Does that come from
Gareth,
somewhere?
The malls have that shit up end of October.
I know, but I don't want my whole world to be like a shopping mall. You know, you get those terrible decorations that they Like you get a string of lights for your tree or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's got a little box on it that plays shitty songs as well. You got to switch that thing off because that'll drive you crazy.
Oh, geez.
Don't you think?
That'll drive you absolutely nuts.
All right. Last time we had you here.
Yeah.
I just want to clean up some stuff here because we left things lying around in the last episode. Your uncle, remember you told us about how you went to a wedding.
Yes. The one who got married.
And then that uncle just disappeared.
He just vanished. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he called my dad asking for money, saying that I'm a married man now. My dad was like, married to who? Because there was no wedding of yours that we attended.
Right.
And yeah, that uncle is a mess.
So have you found him since then? Have you seen him? Have you got any updates?
We haven't seen him since then. We still haven't seen him. Still don't hear from him. Obviously he only calls us when he wants money. So
yes.
Yeah, we've just, we just kind of like, he's out of sight, out of mind. He's one of those people. You have those family members that, you know what, as long as you're not asking us for money, we don't care about you. Just stay in your little lane and we'll see you when we see you. Yeah. He's one of those uncles. But I do have another uncle, Gareth.
Oh, brilliant. You see, I love this. Your family are fascinating. All right, tell me about this other uncle.
So this uncle of mine, oh, geez.
People want to know.
If what I didn't say last time got me disowned, this will. But anyway.
I love it. Go on, tell us.
So this uncle of mine, Shame, he's such a sweetie. So he is my aunt's husband. Yeah, the aunt that I'm really close with.
Okay.
It's her husband. And Shame, he's such a wonderful man, I have to preface this with that.
Okay, sure.
But there's something weird I noticed that he does. Very weird. And I actually need people to come and help me understand. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe I'm too young to understand. Maybe, I haven't been exposed to the world as much to understand why he does this. But after showering every day, this uncle of mine, whenever I visit my aunt's house, obviously he'll be there. But after showering, I also have to first mention that he's bald, by the way.
Oh, he's bald.
He's completely bald.
So there's no hair.
There's no hair.
Okay.
But every day after showering, I hear the hairdryer going off in the bedroom.
That's very
I've always
suspicious.
found that to be super weird. Super weird. I've always asked my friends, like, geez, there's a hairdryer going off and he's bald. What?
Wow.
So that's something I want to understand. Is there something that people do that I don't know about? Please let me know.
Yeah, guys, like we got to help Mash figure this out because that does not make any sense to me. I don't even own a hairdryer. Okay?
I don't either.
And we have hair.
Yeah, you have the most voluptuous hair.
So what's he doing, this man, with the what's he drying?
I have no clue. And it goes on for like 15 minutes.
His balls.
Perhaps.
Maybe. I mean, you said he's a very nice man, and I don't believe that this will impinge on his character in any way.
Certainly.
Right? It's not like people are going to go, well, he must be some kind of weirdo. But he's doing something with that hairdryer.
He's doing something. I don't know what. And of course, I can't ask. I can't ask my aunt, what's your bald husband doing with that whole hairdryer in the bedroom?
If there's anyone who can figure this out, it is our comment section. So let's see what you got here. His toes, says Lisa. Many people blow dry their butts to keep the towel clean.
Oh, is that a thing?
That is from Color. He says, yeah. He's drying his ball hairs, says Michael.
Okay.
Okay, great feeling. Drying your nether regions with warm air, says Hugh.
Oh.
So there are lots of people here who do this, obviously. Sebastian says, I have long hair, and at the same time, I do my beard, but I manscape. Does he have a beard?
He has no beard. Completely clean shaven.
Maybe he's just cold, says Lisa.
In summer.
Maybe he's cold. I don't know. He gets out, he has a cold shower, he gets out and just to warm up.
Okay, that makes sense, I suppose.
Drying his body, he's shaving. But why would you need a hairdryer to shave? They make a very different noise.
Yeah.
Hairdryer, shaver, different sound.
Completely different.
Okay. Does he have a big bush? How's Mash going to know that? He's not walking in there. We know what he's drying, says that Don Kitty, but nobody says so.
Yeah.
I don't think you can't say we know what he's doing, but then you don't tell us what you know.
Certainly.
Carl says he's drying his genitalia. Guys at the gym do this. It's bizarre. Just use the towel.
Oh. So wait, people use a hairdryer to dry their...
I've never seen this. It's possible.
What? That is wild.
Imagine.
Also, I haven't been in the gym locker rooms in a very long time. And the last time I used the gym locker rooms, I ended up in a relationship. So after that, I was like,
oh, is that where it started?
Hey. No, not that. It was a prior one. Yeah.
Okay,
so I was like, never again. So I don't know what people are doing in there.
Okay, so I think we're getting some more or less the same answers. My friend used to put deodorant on and then use the hairdryer on his armpits.
What? That is even weirder to me.
Very odd.
So you're drying the deodorant. Oh, that makes sense. So you don't put on a shirt and then it's wet into your shirt.
Bitcoin Bot says, Mash, you must walk in one time. But I don't think you want to do that. Not on your uncle.
No.
Could be very embarrassing. He could be he could be in this position. He could be drying it like this. with his head right between. Can you imagine? That would be pretty terrible. My dad dries under his arms so the deodorant doesn't stain his clothes. He does like the towel, so he dries his body with the dryer.
Oh.
But what's the point then? Why have a towel?
That doesn't make sense. Because then to me that means that you walk out of the shower dripping wet and grab a hairdryer.
This is truly a mystery. Because also a hairdryer will take a long time if you get out of the shower and you use the hairdryer to dry yourself.
To use it anyway, even in your nether regions, just a towel literally takes
much
seconds.
And it's not like you are so wet afterwards it takes you a long time to dry. You literally dab off and then you're done, right?
Certainly.
I mean, when I finish drying myself after a shower, like this morning, it's not like the towel is wet.
It's not.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not that much water.
Certainly, yeah.
Why would you use a dryer? This is very mysterious.
It'll never make sense to me, Gareth.
I don't understand. No hair and the guy's using a hairdryer after a shower.
It'll never make sense to me. And I can't ask, obviously, because they're family. So we'll see. We'll see.
So that Don Kitty says, I was thinking the worst would be if you walked in and he's lying down and spreading his cheeks to dry them. Wow. Maybe just a nice feeling. I wouldn't know, says Mo Rabbit.
Well, maybe we should try it.
I don't know. I mean, it's a very strange thing. I don't own a hairdryer, and I've never seen anyone doing anything odd with a hairdryer myself, so I can't imagine. It's just too difficult to think.
It is wild.
What it might be. So this is not the same uncle who disappeared.
No, different uncle. Different uncle, yeah.
Are there any other uncles we should know about?
Okay.
Because there are a lot in your family.
I have a lot. I have one uncle who's sick at the moment.
Oh no.
I'm
sorry.
We call him the baby maker because he has kids everywhere.
You call him the baby maker?
Yeah, he has kids literally everywhere he goes. He was a taxi driver. Well, he is a taxi driver for a living. So, of course, he's like, picking up, dropping off people. And yeah, some of them he drops off pregnant, apparently. So,
what an interesting family.
Yeah.
Mash, this is great.
He's actually really sick at the moment. And I might have to go to Klerksdorp. Not Klerksdorp, sorry, Qwaqwa soon.
Speaking of Klerksdorp, though, the illegal miners there, that story carries on. We tried to address this on Friday, and I still don't know what the updates are, but it seems to have polarized people. There are people who are like, blow them up, chase them out, smoke them out, including the minister, Kombutso Nchaveni, who said, like, we're going to smoke you out. These guys are bad. They've broken the law. You're not allowed to go and mine illegally. You're not allowed to occupy mines illegally. They've been harassing the community. She very much believes we must just treat them as criminals. And there are many people in that community who believe they should be treated as criminals.
Yeah.
But then there also, everybody climbs on board, human rights people, activists. And like, oh no, we can't be mean to these people. Some of them are trapped underground. I don't know if that's true. According to some, they're just hiding there.
They're just hiding there. Nobody's trapped down there.
So what do you think? You have any strong feelings on this?
Yeah, of course I have feelings on this because it's happening in Klerksdorp. Despite BBC and Al Jazeera reporting that it's happening 145 kilometers west of Joburg.
Why won't they say Klerksdorp? Are they embarrassed?
I have no clue. Because there's nothing wrong with Klerksdorp. Klerksdorp is a nice place. But I'm very mixed emotions about the situation, mostly because first of all, these are people trying to feed their families. That I have to get out of the way immediately, because it's always going to be a factor, Gareth. There are people out there who don't have skills, they don't have qualifications, they have nothing to offer the world, and they feel like this is their last resort. So my bit of sympathy goes out to them on that part. But then the part where I'm like, I'm very mixed emotions about is the blowing them up part, and also the.
Well, I don't think we want to blow them. Listen, I don't think anyone said we should just dynamite them. I mean, Warris has been very outspoken about them, but I think that maybe there are a lot more people who actually don't give a shit now. They're sick.
Yeah.
Because these Zama Zamas, someone said that they used to go running near there, and these guys like shoot bullets at people who are in the area because they think that they're obviously coming to take the gold that these guys are trying to mine out of the old mine dumps or whatever. So there's a lot of security issues around this. Many of these people are illegal on a number of different levels. They're illegal immigrants. They are illegal miners. They're doing other criminal things that involve, weapons, that involve abusing women. There are a lot of women who've complained that they can't walk there. They don't feel safe. There are accusations of rape and abuse that have happened around these mines, the illegal mines. The Zama Zamas themselves are responsible for some of these activities. And then, of course, there's the stuff that they're doing with the gold or whatever other minerals they bring up that you're adding that to the economy illegally, and that it's being processed into the rest of the gold. So I don't know much about that. As far as I can tell, though, most people on the internet don't seem to be very sympathetic to these guys. And the internet's obviously not the way everybody feels.
Yeah.
But if you live there and you've got family in Klerksdorp, I just wonder if it makes you more angry than if you lived in Joburg, or if you're on, watching some international news network like BBC or Al Jazeera, as you say, who can't even say Klerksdorp. So instead they say west of Johannesburg.
Yeah. It's a very tough one, Gareth. It's a very, very tough one. Yes, they're legal guys. They're wrong in every single aspect of the word, because, why are they even here to begin with? But it's just, there are people out there who, these are their family members, and hearing people online saying that just blow them up.
Yeah.
Just blow them up in there. It's very heartbreaking. And yes, they're not coming out on purpose. They are staying in there because they want to stay in there, but they're also running out of food. So now what must be happening after that? Once they're out of food, are we going to send them food?
Yeah.
Are we going to support them in any way? Just keep them alive so we can arrest them?
Why the rest of us respond? You don't go to work every day and expect someone else to help you.
Certainly not.
Right? Otherwise you wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You just sit at home and go, somebody else is responsible, come and help me. And I also don't buy this thing, as much as it is an argument, that they're trying to feed their families. Well, there are ways to do that are legal, and there are ways to do that are illegal. Certainly. And that doesn't excuse bad behavior. Like, someone mentioned in the comments here that a few young women were raped when they were filming a music video about 2 years ago.
I remember.
Remember?
Yes.
So what do we do? Do we say, oh, well, they were just trying to feed their families?
No.
So it's a very tough one. And the number, they're like 4,000 people or something.
I don't know how the hell they even fit in there. I don't know how they even fit in. And they're living in there.
This is the worst part, right? Is that it must be just unbelievably shit down there. It must be like hell. Like hell. There's no other way to put it.
It's how I imagine hell to be.
Just shit and piss and darkness, and the air doesn't move down there, obviously. So it's dank and it's just so insanitary. It must be the most unhealthy place in the world to find yourself. And you have to imagine how desperate somebody would be to live like that.
Certainly.
Right?
They have to be. They have to be.
No, it's absolutely
Most
horrible.
people rather beg on the street before they go into a illegal mine. So it's a
very
sad
hard
situation.
work too. Obviously it's sweaty, it's hot, it's you probably don't have very sophisticated equipment if you're these guys.
Yeah.
Because the mining companies obviously do this very expensive equipment that you can use. But these guys are like using handheld weapons and handheld devices in order to chip out a little bit of some mineral. It's very, very tough work. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So I don't know. I'm also like you. I'm a bit conflicted about what to say about this.
Plus, also, I mean, the first you mentioned that they don't even have the right equipment and safety.
Oh, there's no safety.
There's no safety.
People
down
are
there.
dying all the time.
People are
And they just throw them down the shaft.
They'll just throw you down because what are they going to do with you? They can't bring you back up.
And also because there's no record of who went in.
Yeah.
There's no record of who comes out. So you don't know whether they died down there or whether they were even in there.
You don't know.
And they're not going to go and retrieve bodies hundreds of meters down.
No, they're not going to.
It's not going to happen. It's very odd. It's modern day slavery, says Common Sense. Send them to the salt mines, says Slippery Pickle. I think they're already in probably a worse place than the salt mines. At least in the salt mines, you're in open air. The Zama Zamas are organized crime. They are not random people, says Azalea. That's also true. Mapello just says the smell. That's all. Did you know that 50% of all the gold ever mined comes from the Witwatersrand? Yeah, apparently we are responsible in South Africa for half of the gold on planet Earth that has ever been mined.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing, huh?
That's pretty incredible.
Sure. I showed Mash a video earlier of this mine in the Congo. Well, it's not a mine. It's a mountain in the Congo.
Okay.
That collapsed. That just happened, I think, over this weekend.
Yes.
In the DRC. And it exposed a whole lot of copper that had been hidden underground.
Yes.
And all these people there are they're waiting to go and grab the copper so that they can try and sell it. I mean, that's a hard place to live. The Congo.
It is dog eat dog out there.
Yeah, the mining network underground is massive, says Barely Vocal Media. Bitcoin Bit says send Gayton down. Apparently Gayton McKenzie's been very outspoken about this too. You know, he's not a big fan of illegal immigrants.
Yes.
I'm kind of with him on that. Let's see if he gets involved, even though he's not minister of anything to do with mining.
I mean, he wants his fingers in every pot, it seems.
I think so. But the only person who's been really outspoken about this from a government point of view is the minister in the presidency. And because of all of this, I've started following her. And I saw that it was President Cyril's birthday this weekend.
Oh, was it?
On Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, one of the two. I can't remember which one.
Okay.
But it was President Cyril Ramaphosa's birthday over the weekend, which I wouldn't have known if I wasn't following that minister.
I don't think anybody even knew.
No, yeah, there he is with his, I got an iPad for Christmas. I mean, for my birthday, I got an iPad. Look at my iPad. Isn't it big? I'm going to take a picture with this.
With the iPad.
Look at this. It's great.
So cute.
What a nice iPad. Yeah.
Oh, shame. Happy birthday to him then. Happy belated to him.
So I don't know whether he had a party or not. You and I weren't invited.
Clearly.
It's fine. Have your party. It's cool. And then, just for fun, I found a video of why you shouldn't be fat. Okay, these two. Yeah, it's a very domestic scene. It's outside of someone's house.
Okay.
And something happens to the one fat person. The other fat person tries to help them.
Aww.
And it's just because they're both fat, it doesn't work out well. Take a look. You'll see. There's no sound here. Oh.
Oh, that's a horrible fall.
That's
she
bad.
falls down the stairs. What a horrible fall.
If she wasn't fat, she wouldn't have fallen so hard. Watch. What? That's a head over. That's a head first. Look at this. Wait. Watch it again. And boom. And that must be sore because, of course, it's concrete or it's stone or some.
Gareth,
have we had enough?
Yeah, I can't watch people get hurt.
No,
especially
let's stop.
Fat
Okay,
people.
Stop.
It's not their choice, Gareth. They didn't want to get
not
hurt.
Their choice. You think anyone wants to fall? No. It is funny though how when someone falls in public, we all go, "Oh!" But nobody runs to help.
Oh yeah, nobody does.
Nobody helps, right?
Nobody ever does. I know people just laugh. I don't get how people can laugh at someone falling. I simply do not get it. Hey,
you don't?
I don't get it. I can't laugh when someone falls. I just want to help them.
You know who laughs a lot when people fall is Simpiwe.
Oh yes, I know very well. Simpiwe has laughed at all of us. At one time, Jane fell so bad that she even bled, and Simpiwe was the only person laughing.
She thought it was hilarious.
I was like, what is wrong with you?
Not very nice. My grandmother used to fall like that all the time, says Hermine.
Yeah?
Used to. In other words, the grandmother died. I mean, she might have died falling, but clearly Hermine doesn't care.
That is heartbreaking.
Sure.
Yo?
There's just something hilarious, says Hugh, about seeing humans fall over. It is kind of funny.
I don't know.
I do agree. I laugh and laugh, says Hermine. Just very mean people, but it is funny. You don't think it's funny?
It's not funny at all to me.
Oh, shame.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, these people need to learn some damn etiquette and how to.
But did you see how the second one tried to help the other one?
And also fell.
No.
This
Stop.
is sad, man.
Stop it. Stop it. No, guys, you can't keep doing this.
The
That's
second
very
one looks like
unkind.
my little
Sure.
brother. No, guys, this is not on. This is not on.
All right. How do you know you're too comfortable in the workplace?
Well, there's a couple of signs. And I have to be careful trading here because I don't want to expose people in my own workplace. I don't want to be called into HR. But there's a couple of signs that a person is way too comfortable in the workplace they're in.
All right.
And by comfortable, I don't mean like comfortable as in like, oh, okay, they're not going anywhere. I mean comfortable as in physically comfortable.
Yeah. You've started to treat it like your house.
It's like their house.
Right.
So the first sign is obviously a messy workplace. So if their workspace is messy, so if their table has a lot of shit on it, if they eat a chocolate and just leave the wrapper over there, that's the very first sign. And I think that's like the starting signs because it gets worse. Oh, believe me, it gets worse.
If there's a whole lot of shit on that table. That's true because they don't keep it clean and tidy.
Yeah, because
but it's also the sign of a disordered mind.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. So
little bits of paper, little sweet packets.
Yeah.
Things that it just disordered chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once they start leaving shit lying around on the table, it means that they don't care what people in the office think of them.
Right. That's the first sign.
Yeah. The second sign is bringing personal issues into work. So if they have stuff going on at home, it becomes everybody's problem. For example, that one colleague who's just always crying. There's crying about
drama.
something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And of course, you can't just walk past a person who's crying in the office. You now have to ask.
I do. I don't get involved. But yeah, I mean, listen, I do think there's a certain amount of compassion.
Yeah.
You know, if someone's going through a really hard time and something horrible's happened to them, it's probably a good idea for everybody else to show a bit of interest.
Of course.
Try to help, maybe offer some assistance. If you need anything, let me know. And there are genuine ways you can help people if they're going through a very hard time because you want them to be happy. You don't just see them at work, you know, and ignore their problems. So it's a thing. But there are those people who bring issues to work all the time. I just broke up, and I mean stupid issues. Like I've just broke up with my girlfriend. I've got an itchy asshole. These are not other people's. These are not
using a hairdryer.
I'm using a hairdryer mysteriously in the bathroom after I shower.
Yeah,
these are not serious issues.
Yes,
you agree.
These are not serious issues. But also, I feel like if you're going to cry and bring issues into the workplace, there should be a limit.
Yes.
You don't want to be that person.
Yes.
You know, it's like, stay away from him. He's going to complain about his wife and his kids and like everything in his life. And
we don't need that.
Nobody needs that.
No.
The third one is overly relaxed demeanor. And what I mean by that is people who are overly relaxed in the workplace, they put their legs, their feet on the table. They just lay back.
I saw someone in the reception of another office sitting like this the other day.
Hybo. Yeah, that's exactly it. They just lay back, feet on the table. It's a noise time. It's a lekker tyd.
They literally were lying down on the sofa in the reception. Now, it's not a place to lie down. You're waiting for a meeting or you've come to deliver something or there's something there. Why would you treat it like it's your lounge?
I will never understand such people.
Okay, so that's three things already.
We've
got them.
Number 4 is unprofessional language. So when people get too comfortable with unprofessional language, for example, you can say, that fucking meeting was just delayed. But then if everything starts becoming fucking and we start swearing a bit too much, there becomes an issue. It's like, fucking whoever cancel the fucking meeting, fuck. And it's like, okay.
I think that's right.
Maybe they cancel
guys, do you
the
think
meeting.
we have this problem in our office? The producers? But you think there's too much unprofessional language sometimes? Yeah.
Is there too much fucking unprofessional language up in here?
Yeah,
Flex?
there is. Yeah. I think there is. We've got to tidy up on that front.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're blaming Marv, but that's fine. He is your boss. He can fire you.
Oh, great. And then the second last one is dress code violations. So when people get too comfortable with the way they dress.
Yes.
So if somebody's now coming with like a top that shows one titty's out, or the stepezana.
Yeah, which is very
like
high.
That's so high that you can literally see their, insides. And like if people start getting a bit too comfortable like that, then it's becoming an issue now. I'd love to use my own colleagues as examples, but
but I think that would be dangerous.
That would be very dangerous.
But there are people who don't know how to dress appropriately. And it might not just be they're dressing too revealingly.
Certainly.
It might be that they also dress badly. Like they just, they look like slobs, you know?
They literally look like slobs, as if they've given up.
Yeah.
Hey, and they get treated as such.
Like homeless people.
Yeah.
They look like homeless people at work.
Certainly. Yeah. Some people have just given up to a point where you just like, look, let's buy them something to wear.
Shame.
Let's just all come together and buy them something.
They need like a new pair of jeans or something.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Hey. And then the last one, the last and most important one. Pooping in the workplace.
Oh. See,
pooping in the workplace.
I have a big problem here because...
Why?
Well, because I don't think you should ever have to do that.
I don't think so too.
I think there are emergencies, which is why you have bathrooms at the office, but mostly it should be for peeing. Yeah. Unless you've really developed some kind of problem during the course of the workday and you need to go to the bathroom, there is no other reason for you to have to do that at work. Am I right?
There is no reason. If I feel pressed and I feel like I need the bathroom, I go to HR's office and I don't ask HR. I tell HR I'm leaving early. My stomach cannot hold whatever's happening inside me at the moment. So I'm going to leave. I will see you tomorrow. I inform HR. I don't ask her.
You actually go to HR and tell them you've got a bowel issue.
Yes. I just go to
issue.
HR and then I go to my direct line manager and I tell him as well that, look, I am out of here.
And meanwhile, your stomach's actually already going...
Yes. And then I drive at 160. My car feels like it's about to take off. But eventually I get home.
You get home just in time.
I get home just in time.
You break down the door. And then...
I mean, I was beginning to crown even. So I But
I'm with you though. Yeah. You don't need to do that at work.
I used to have in an old workplace I used to work in. We used to have a colleague who was so comfortable with taking a cack in the office bathroom, too comfortable in my opinion, to a point where he wouldn't even use the brush when he's done.
Oh, you see, that's horrific.
He wouldn't even use the brush. So every time...
So he just sprayed the bowl and then...
Yes. So we used to actually give him we gave him a nickname. He doesn't know about it to this day. I feel like he's going to know now if he sees this.
Go on.
But we used to call him Streaks.
Streaks.
Yeah.
That's horrific.
We used to call him Streaks.
Because that's bad.
Because of what he left in the toilet every single time. So,
well, listen to this. Azalea is tying together the last two stories. We recently had no water at the mine I work at. She works at a mine.
Oh, wow.
She might be a Zama Zama. Azalea, you must tell us the truth. She might be a Zama Zama. She said, not being able to poop at work was our biggest complaint. I was shocked to learn, she says, that people come to work to shit. People come to work to shit, she says. And I agree with you, Azalea. I am shocked to learn this. Some people, they think that's part of the package. You know, when you get your package, you're medical aid, or you're freelance, or you're permanent employee, and you all that stuff.
Yeah.
Part of the package, I need to be able to shit at work. Some people think that's important.
What? Why do they have to shit at work?
I don't know. You're asking me. I have no idea.
I think it might be a thing of, you know how smokers have a break so often? Smokers always have a break.
Wait, free toilet paper and free water.
There we go.
Because they're cheap.
Yeah, they must be extremely cheap because you're being paid at this company. Why are you not doing that at home? That's very strange.
I can't do it. I can't. I physically can't use the. I can pee at work, but I can't do the other stuff.
I can't either.
It's not possible.
I can't use a public bathroom full stop. I literally cannot.
And if you ever go away with someone, and you're in a hotel room together and you need to do that, you use the one in reception.
Certainly.
Right?
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to. I mean, I've only used a public bathroom once, and that was, oh, good Lord.
Lisa says maybe they don't have a toilet. Oh.
No.
But you've got a job.
Yeah.
Which means you're earning at least enough to have a toilet.
There's no such thing as never a toilet. Even a bucket is a toilet, Gareth.
Exactly. Even a bucket's a toilet, says Nash.
You can dig a hole in the ground and you have a toilet.
Sisman says, Raven, and what about shitting at the gym in the same locker room where everyone needs to shower and get dressed? People are horrible.
The gym people are disgusting. And gym people, okay, they're all on protein shakes. So they're all cacking like crazy there.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I've only got once in a public toilet, and that was in Park Station. Just once in my life.
Really?
And I remember after that, I washed my ass with Jik. I had to. And, and I vowed to never again. Wow, people are nasty.
Tracy says, I suffer from bowel stage fright. When my husband and I moved in together, dum. Stage fright set in. I had to go to my mom's house to cuck.
Oh, no.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
That's weird.
And then here's something about how much you could save. If you only shit at work, you'll save 17 Rand on water and 350 Rand on toilet paper per year.
Oh, per year. Okay, that's a saving.
Please, let me tell you, it's worth having 350 Rand for toilet paper, if you ask me, to be able to use your own home bathroom. Are you joking?
Of course.
Come on. What kind of people are these? What kind of monsters live among us? What kind of barbarians? Huh? What savage animals do we have among us that will not spare the couple of Rand for a roll of toilet paper? Oh.
I will never understand these people.
You know they have to lock that stuff up, hey? Toilet paper.
Even at the varsities. I was at UJ, and they literally lock it up with locks.
Yeah.
But now the students are getting smart. What they do now is they come with an empty roll, the core of the toilet paper, and they just roll your toilet paper onto theirs.
No.
That's what they do now.
You're joking.
They're getting smart. But at least they're still shitting at their own homes. But still, they're getting smart. I'd rather someone do that
They steal
at the
by
office.
rolling the toilet paper off the one at the
onto
varsity.
an empty core.
That's incredibly...
They're like, we're going to lock them up. These people are like 10 steps ahead, Gareth. Always 10 steps ahead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crooks, hey?
Mm-hmm. The crime here is next level.
I think that South Africa could teach the world about crime, man.
Absolutely.
A friend of mine went on honeymoon for 2 weeks and never shat once, says Lisa. You see?
Stage fright is apparently a thing, especially when someone's dating someone new. I've never had that. I just got, okay?
Yeah.
Whether or not.
Yeah. It's part of living. Remember the dried toilet paper clumps in school toilets?
No.
No?
I don't.
What was that for?
What school did you go to? Yeah.
Bitcoin Boot.
Hey, Bitcoin Boot.
Yeah. Barely Vocal Media says the worst is if it gets blocked.
Oh, yes.
At work. Or at someone else's house.
Oh.
That's terrible. Imagine you go to someone's house for the first time and you use their guest bathroom and you can't help it. You've got some kind of issue.
Yeah.
And so you use the loo and then it gets blocked. That has got to be the most terrible thing that can happen to you socially. Huh?
My biggest thing is, why are you clacking at someone's house?
Okay,
Rather
sure.
go to the garage. Say, I'm driving out quickly. I'm going to buy some Coke or some chips and then come back with Coke and chips after taking a gag. I'd rather you do that than gag in my home.
I think the bathrooms that get the least respect in the whole world are garage bathrooms.
Oh, yeah. They don't deserve the respect.
Right. There's no respect.
Yeah. Nobody knows nobody there. You just walk in, walk out. Nobody is none the wiser.
Respect.
Yeah. At least nobody knows you there, especially if it's like a garage that you're not a regular at. They're not gonna be like, oh, there's Gareth. Oh, Batung, let's go see in the toilet. He left a mess again.
I feel so sorry for people who have to clean those bathrooms.
Ish.
I often think about it, like in shopping malls or because you could be a homeless person. You could walk in to the shopping mall, in like your blanket.
Yes.
And you could use the bathroom, but like terribly, just make a terrible mess. And then just walk right out again. And then some poor woman who's someone's mother, who's someone's sister, has to go in there and has to clean that up. I'm like, people are disgusting, you know. No respect.
But you know what? I don't mind those people who make the mess because they're keeping someone else employed, Gareth, at the end
But
of
my
the
God,
day.
what a job. Oh,
Because if the toilets are always clean all the time, the mall will be like, okay, I guess we don't need you to clean the toilets.
That's terrible. Barely Vocal Media says, I had a hot curry and that food went straight through. The food had an E-tag. It went straight through. People love talking about this stuff, hey?
Oh.
We got very lavatorial here, but I do think that you brought this out because you were talking about things at work.
Yes.
Now, I reckon that there are people who don't know that work needs to be a different vibe to home.
It has to be.
Like, there are obviously certain offices, especially in the US and these tech companies, where they try to make it as comfortable as possible.
Yes.
They have nap time. If you can't go to sleep on your desk in South Africa, people will chase you out.
They'll chase you out of there.
Right?
Yeah.
If you have a...
Gareth, imagine I'm walking past your desk. I sent you an email that I need an urgent response to, and you're taking a nap. No, that is not on.
Wow. I think that would be pretty terrible. You walk past it. Having a fat sleep at my desk.
Honestly, I'll tell HR to tell you to go home. That's the only thing. Why is he here? He's going to sleep here. Might as well. But yeah, it is crazy there in workplaces. And we're exposed to a lot of crazy behavior. People crying.
People don't know how to behave.
They do not know how to.
It's like they were raised very badly by parents who weren't often at home.
Yeah.
Right?
That's straight up. I think that's the scenario here.
Because you can't just fall asleep at the desk and shit in the bathroom and spread your stuff all over the table.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. It's just not on.
You know, I went to another company's offices not so long ago, and they had a sign in the toilets talking about how your cuck should remain in the bowl. Like, I closed the door and there was a sign there. It was a laminated thing. You could see, like, they were mad and they someone typed this, made it bold in Helvetica, and then printed it, laminated it, and put it up in the toilets. And I was like, for this to be up, something happened, obviously. I was like, something happened for them to say your shit should remain in the bowl.
Yeah, something very terrible. So a great tragedy took place. So Congo Chris says, just to wrap this up, because we are going on, you two are like a pair of old ladies today. Have a shit at work. You guys are being full of cuck. So, okay. All right.
I'd rather be an old lady.
If that's what you want to say. We are allowed to moan like two old ladies if we feel like it. All right, so I've got a guest on the line. Her name is Marina Nestel. She decided that she was going to move to London at an early age. She then joined the Purple PR agency, which is a famous PR agency. Her talent for strategic event planning and brand management flourished. And after 6.5 years there, she came back to South Africa and launched something called the Little Black Book in 2007. Through this, she's elevated South Africa's event scene, pioneered a style marked by luxury, precision, and creativity. So I thought we'd just chat to her a little bit about, the world of events, the world of PR, and all that kind of thing. So, Marina, how are you? There she is.
Very well, thank you, Gareth. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, cool. So tell us a little bit about the experience of PR and the stuff that you've done so far and the kind of things that you do now.
Absolutely. Well, I would say that PR and events found me other than the other way around. And I've just always been a natural networker, mixing in certain circles and taking advantage of the situations I find myself in. PR at the moment is doing extremely well, more so than events, purely because people do spend a lot of money on SEO and Google Analytics. However, if you think about something, the celebrities, the Kardashians, they don't need to spend money on SEO or Google Analytics.
No.
Everything in the media keeps them relevant. And so that's one of the things that people miss out on. And PR and digital marketing works very well hand in hand together. Events, still weddings we do. We're doing a lot of corporate events at the moment this time of the year. In terms of luxury brands like Hugo Boss, Tommy Hilfiger, H&M, previous clients of mine, they're not doing the big events that they used to due to budget restrictions ever since COVID. But we're keeping very busy on the digital marketing side of things.
I am
and the PR side of
amazed.
things.
I am amazed at how much people spend on events. It's like a one-off thing. And yet you've got these companies that will spend millions of rands to do an event. The food is hugely expensive. The decor is a big thing. Branding all over the place. They'll hire entertainment for all of this stuff. And I mean, Mash, you've been involved in some of this to a degree too.
Yes.
The budgets are huge. You mentioned there are a couple of luxury brands who are spending a little bit less, but by and large, it seems to me people are spending again in events and PR.
Yes and no. There's like a 1%, I was always luxury mainly. So in terms of like Mum Champagne, yes, they do focus on Johannesburg quite a bit. In Cape Town, not so much anymore.
Oh, yeah?
And the budgets are not what they used to be. They used to be astronomical. And that's one of the reasons why I started my business, because I worked for British American Tobacco as a Dunhill rep. And they used to have hundreds of millions of rands worth of budgets and the wrong audience coming to the event, which means it's obviously an epic fail.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that recruiting the right target audience and making sure that they are present at the event, that makes it worthwhile spending the amount of money that they were spending.
Yeah, I mean, it is insane when you think about how much money some of these companies have spent on a total flop, right? Like if you don't know what you want out of an event, and I suppose you spend millions of rands and you get nothing out of it, you kind of deserve it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what kind of stuff have you seen in your career people have wasted money on? Like, what are the biggest line items that you think, oh, that was so stupid of these people? And it doesn't necessarily have to be people that you worked with. It could be anybody in the industry. Could have been an event that you went to.
I'm always very critical when I go to other people's events.
Sure.
It's mainly, I would say, the database is most important, because when I started with a corporate company, my goodness, I've never seen such a bad, it's almost like it was a rent-a-crowd and just filling bums on the seat.
Yeah.
And then I just thought,
who is there is more
13 million rand.
Who is there is always more important
rand.
than anything else, right? It's like if you invite the wrong people, it's a mess.
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing Hugo Boss, for instance, you need people who can afford Hugo Boss. And that would make me sometimes not so popular, because people didn't realize I could not just invite absolutely anyone and Katie from next door. I had to invite people who could afford to shop there, so that it makes financial sense for my client. So people be like, oh gosh, she's superficial. She won't put me on the guest list. She's changed so much. It's not that at all. I do this as a career. It's my profession. And my main objective is pleasing the client.
Absolutely. I mean, Mash, you can imagine you can't invite machoshas and skevereshis to your fancy launch, right? I mean, it would be terrible.
You absolutely cannot. And actually, when I was in Sun City 2 weeks ago, there was a 1 hour long fireworks display in Sun City.
Wow.
1 hour long. I put it on my story.
That's amazing.
It just didn't end. And like these spectacular fireworks, not like 100 shooters and sparklers.
Yeah.
A huge one.
Yeah.
And I remember I got a shuttle to the casino. I was gambling quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
There. I got a shuttle and I asked my driver, like, what's happening? Take me to those fireworks. Wherever that's coming from, that's where I want to be. And he's like, it's actually a company's year-end function.
Wow.
I was like, what? And they had lasers and there was huge speakers that like you could hear the sound all over Sun City. And I was like, I wonder how much this company spent. I met some of this stuff. I can't mention what company it was. But I was like, damn, people are going all out for these things.
Well,
still.
I mean, if you can make a noise in the market that you're looking to attract, that's first prize, right?
Certainly.
And if someone like Mash says, "Ooh, I want to be wherever that is," that's kind of that's what you're trying to create, even for the people who were not on the guest list. Is that right, Marina?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you want everyone to walk away, and word of mouth is very powerful. Social media, obviously, tagging and stories and everything like that. but getting the ripple effect of reaching the audience of people that may have not been able to attend the event, but now do know about it. So it all plays a very important role altogether. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the Little Black Book offers a PR, events, digital marketing service all in one. We will not do an event unless, or should I say, we will not have our database at an event if we're not involved in absolutely everything. Because if the food is not correct, if the type of alcohol that they've chosen is like shitty Libertas, for example, my guest list is not going to come back to the next event. I'm only as good as my last event. So especially in Cape Town,
wine.
you know, you've got to strive to be bigger and better each time.
Okay, so just tell me, because you're calling your company's called Little Black Book. And obviously that means you've got in your, because it used to every hostess in the world who was worth anything had her little black book that she would index names in, and she'd go, I feel like seeing those people. I don't feel like seeing these. It's a very clever name, but this does make you unpopular with some people. You mentioned already, some people say, oh, she's being superficial. She's mean. She never invites me to things. She thinks she's superior. Like, how do you deal with that in the world you're in? Because if you don't invite people, they can get very mean.
Yeah. I've actually got broad shoulders now. I've been in the public eye for more than 2 decades. And I very early on began to realize that what started off, I was a socialite by heart. I loved going out. I loved networking. The minute this became a career, I basically sit in like jeans and t-shirts during the day, and then my work outfit is a pair of stilettos and a couture dress, and then I whip that on and I do the red carpet, and it's a job. And what I realized, there's a red line between my database. I'm not trying to, I'm a hostess and I'm an entertainer, so I will make absolutely everyone feel special. And I do know a lot about absolutely every single person. I'm like a sponge when it comes to things like that. But in my head, I have to realize my circle is literally as small. It's probably about 10 people. And those are the people I confide in. And those are my true friends. And they're not necessarily at the event. So I had to make peace with the fact that I can't make everyone happy. No one's going to understand that I'm actually do this for a profession, and I'm not there to party. And they are. I'm there to entertain, hostess, and ultimately please a client who is paying me at the end of the day. This is, some people will turn around and go, oh, she only wants to be relevant nowadays. You have to be when you are a self-made entrepreneur. You have to, I'm not going to follow Virgin Airlines unless I'm following Richard Branson. I'm not going to watch the newspaper. I'm going to follow Donald Trump and find out from the horse's mouth if he won the election. Yes. And that's just all on Instagram. So branding yourself as a career person is just as important as, representing your company, the Little Black Book, or whatever company it is.
What about people, and especially celebrities? We have a lot of very low rent celebrities in this country. Like, they think they're famous people. Yeah. But they're Instagram influencers, and basically they'll do anything for a free t-shirt. How do you keep those people out of things like this? Because that devalues an event. It devalues a brand. There are lots of people who want to be famous or think they're famous, and really they're trash. They actually are machoshas and skevereshas.
Unfortunately, I think I'm responsible for that. I was
it's your fault
to start using social. It is all my fault.
Oh,
because
no.
When I did the Lawn Queen's Plate, the bloggers came along. There was 2 Oceans Vibe originally before social media, and then the bloggers came along, and I made them feel like they were the most important people ever because I wanted the article on Google. Remember, Google Analytics are very important. Every time you have an article, it shoots you to the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I gave them a God complex. And then whatever I do, all my competitors seem to follow and copy. It's always been like that. So, I pretty much am responsible for that.
Damn it.
The inflated egos. The thing that's really, I won't mention who, but there's a TikTok, Instagram influencer, I think she's a celebrity, who's got like 3.4 million followers. Now, it really depends on the demographics and the quality. Remember, it's quality versus quantity.
Sure.
And she did a post. She got free aesthetic surgery done by a doctor and posted onto 3.4 million followers, not one referral. I go in, have a little kind of fairy dust done, and walked down the street, and without posting on social media, 5 clients went in the next 2 weeks. It's really quite interesting. If you're going to go for the influencers, for Mr. Price, absolutely, that's the right person to go for. But when it comes to a really top high-profile brand, I'd rather have the Fresnay Yummy Mummy, who's got 800 followers with a closed account, posting something. That will be far more important to me than someone with 3.4 million followers, not a single referral to the poor doctor who spent 12,000 Rand on her.
Shame.
Wow, I love that. I love that you focus on the quality of the following and not just the reach. Because nowadays it's so easy to
the quality is so much more important.
Yeah.
And people have forgotten word of mouth is sometimes more important than posting your airing your dirty laundry on social media. It just doesn't look good for yourself.
Yeah.
It's so easy to be distracted by the numbers nowadays. To just say, oh, she has 4 million followers, and everybody's like, wow, that is incredible. Meanwhile, all these followers are in primary school. What are they going to buy of yours?
Or bots.
Yeah.
Or bots. You
Yeah.
know,
Yes, or
sometimes if you look
bots.
at it, it's like one follower, no profile picture. It just obviously feeds their ego. But what's the point? Because you share something onto that group and not one person likes it, which tells you it's a bot follower.
Listen, I am very, very angry with you for having brought all these rubbish people into our lives, these influencers. You should never have done that. And I want you to apologize so that we can move on from here. Otherwise, I'm never going to.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for myself.
Yeah.
Because I made them feel like gods and queens, and I boosted their egos, and they waltz in there and dear God. Yeah. I really shouldn't bat anyone down because I do this for a living, but really it's really not going to add any value to me. You're just coming to waste my time, drink for free, and like take my photography.
Listen, Marina, I've got to ask you.
Click away.
Okay, so I got to ask you about this. I went to an event a while ago, and the staff of the company were ordering 6 packs of alcohol and putting them under the table to take home. At a company function. That is disgusting behavior, right?
What?
They were ordering this. They were going. So the drinks were free for people who worked there and the guests of the party and everything. But they were ordering like 6 packs of like Savannah or whatever and putting them under the table to take home.
No.
In their bags afterwards. I mean, if someone does that, they should never ever be invited again, right?
No. I mean, like with me with goodie bags, you see people walk out with 6 or 10 goodie bags. The Little Black Book is really well known for doing the most luxury and most incredible goodie bags at events.
Yes.
And you see them walking out and you actually try and catch them, but you've got to smile sweetly at the same. And it's normally the people that have actually got a bit of money. It's not always not that we have any down and out because we focus on luxury brands.
Wow. So you're saying people who have some money and they're so cheap that they will try to take
the goodie bag,
a whole bunch of goodie bags. By the way, what would have been give me an idea of what kind of stuff you put in your goodie bags?
Well, KitchenAid have been a client for me for 2 decades now. So Susanna Rutter, who owns it, always gives us most incredible KitchenAid things. She's so generous. She also owns Wings Group, so Ritter Sport, and there's a whole bunch of sweets and chocolates and biscuits.
Wow.
Then we've got McQueen's, also a client. So sometimes they give us facials. Vida, who's a hairstylist, she does... She's got a beauty salon there too, so she often does some vouchers to have a blow dry. She's like the whiz with blonde color, and they are. I can't actually think right now offhand. We always have some incredible makeup brands.
Sounds good.
Cindy Nell from Catrice.
Yeah, of course. I mean, your MASH is basically thinking like, how can I get an invite? Okay, so if people. I mean, there was someone who asked, like, are you hiring people at the moment? Because there are a lot of people who want to get into the world that you're in. It's hard work. You're going to have to set up events. That's never glamorous. People always think, oh, it's just great. You arrive in a nice dress, you look terrific, and you just welcome people. And then at the end of the party, you just go home. But I mean, the real hard work is what happens on either side of that.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I don't actually ever accept anyone who sends me a CV. I don't even open it. I don't look at LinkedIn because all I get is people hounding me for their services. And you know what? If I'm looking for someone, it'll be word of mouth. It'll most likely be the person who was previously working as my assistant recommending someone that is usually, it just worked out this way, but all my girls have always been glamorous, super organized, absolutely every single quality that I don't have. So there's no room for two Marinas in the office. So obviously my strengths are customer liaison, bringing in clients, opening and closing deals. The customers like to deal with me. I do the guest list. No one's ever touched my database except for me. So there's that very personalized effect to it. But my girls must write, they must spell, they must be organized, absolutely everything. And let me do my job. And you just make sure that you keep the ship floating.
I love it. All right. Well, listen, thank you for joining us this morning. It's nice to have somebody who understands this world and who can help us to understand it. I do think it was very brave of you to admit that you brought these influences into our lives. It's a terrible thing that you did, but you have apologized. And good luck to you. It's nice to see you on the show.
Great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. We'll check in with you again. All right, everybody. That's all we got time for this morning. Thank you, Mashiane. Very good to see you.
It's a pleasure, Gareth.
And Mash is going to go off to drink more water, not eat a lot, go to gym, do his sound bath.
Yes.
I mean, basically, every time you see him, he's going to look 10 years younger and better. It's
Absolutely.
amazing.
That's the plan. And I hope some of you join me as well.
Yeah, there we go. Because we don't want you falling like those other two ladies or gentlemen or whoever they were. All right, everybody. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Which one's this one now?
Who found this?